Hey, 7th graders, today's assignment is interpreting taxonomy. Your learning targets for today: I can evaluate the relationships between different living species. I can identify the taxonomic rank of an individual using a phylogenetic tree. And I can identify the scientific name of an organism using a phylogenetic tree. Okay, so we're going to be focusing on all three of those. You guys are going to look at different organisms and say, hey, this is their scientific name, which remember is the genus and the species. You guys should be able to look and see like, all right, here's an organism. This is what its domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species is. And then you guys can look at the big old tree as a whole and say, all right, because these two organisms share their domain, phylum, class, order, and family, they're going to be more closely related than another organism that just shares down through the domain, kingdom, phylum, maybe class. Okay, so you guys are going to be able to use that phylogenetic tree to help you guys say these two are more closely related than maybe these two. Okay, first thing you guys need to do is open up your OneNote, and you guys will click on this set of notes right here. You're going to copy and paste that into your OneNote. So that should be on, the taxonomy section of your OneNote under phylogenetic trees. Okay, that's going to be the only note that goes under there. So go ahead, take a second, pause this video, add that to your OneNote, and when you're all set, come on and play this video again. Okay, so just looking over this notes really quick. Phylogenetic tree is a diagram or tree, if you think of like a family tree, that shows relationships between living organisms based on similar and different characteristics. If you guys remember when we did that card classification activity, you guys kind of started by sorting into what we now know as our kingdoms based on how organisms get their food and their energy. So like plants make their own, stuff like that. And then as we go down that domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, as we go down, those traits get a little bit more specific. Okay, so we're kind of using that taxonomic rank in these phylogenetic trees as well. Shows us taxonomic rank, and then you are able to see which organisms share parts of their taxonomic rank, which again relates to what characteristics they have in common and how closely related they are. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to go ahead and explain your guys' worksheet. Today, your worksheet is actually going to be in forms. There's nothing that you have to do in this assignment or this PowerPoint, so once you're done with this worksheet, you guys can turn this PowerPoint in. You guys go ahead, right-click that link and hit Open Link. It's going to take you guys into this form. This is your worksheet. This is what's going to be graded automatically for you guys. So based on your answers, you guys will get a grade pumped back to you guys immediately once you guys hand this in. Okay, so this is your phylogenetic tree. This is what it looks like. Notice we don't have domain on there. We're really not going to look at the other two domains anyway, so we're just going to assume everything's in domain Eukarya. But we are just focusing on kingdom Animalia, not Plantae, not Protista, not fungi, okay? So if we were to just, and this is just a small part of this tree, you guys, if we were to look at the whole thing, this whole tree would be huge, like all the living animals that we know of. Okay, so this is obviously just a small selection. So you guys can see kingdom Animalia, and then there's 3 arrows coming off of that. We can see 3 different phylums. Okay, phylum Mollusca, which we didn't continue to branch out off of, so we just show like mollusks, like snails. We can see arthropoda, which is going to be things like insects and crabs. Okay, basically they have an exoskeleton on the outside. And then phylum Chordata, where we have our skeleton on the inside. So this is kind of shows us different ways we could have a skeletal system. So internal, external exoskeleton, and then like a hard shell or something that you're living in there. Okay, and then you guys can see all the different arrows that come off the phylums. There's 2 there, a couple here. That's going to go right to class. And then order, family, genus, and then finally down to our species. Okay, so you guys are going to use that. Notice that there's some that just kind of end, like class amphibia. That would be where we would see amphibians, frogs, stuff like that. Bony fish, sharks and rays are cartilage fish, jawless fish. We got rodents, so like squirrels, rats, mice, primates. That would be like your monkeys, pigs, foxes. You guys can see different types of dogs down here. So like a wolf, a dog, house cats, tigers, panthers, and lions, crocodiles, snakes. You guys can see all those. And then birds or aves. Okay. All right. So dogs belong to the order Felidae. So ignore the answers I've already marked here. I had to mark some just to be able to show you all parts of this. So just ignore them. Doesn't mean they're necessarily right or wrong. It is 50-50. So some could be right. But dogs belong to the order Felidae. So you guys will take that statement and then you're going to go up here and look and say, all right, here's a dog right here. I'm going to go see what order they're part of. All right, it says order Carnivora, meaning they're carnivores, they eat meat. Okay, so that one would be false. So that one was actually one that was marked correctly. So you're just going to go through, read these statements. You're going to use this to kind of help you guys either say true or false to that statement. And then you guys will mark all your answers as either true or false. Again, I just went through and marked false, so I can go next and show you the next part. Okay, this one you guys are looking at which pair is most closely related. So if we look at this, we've got a snake and a crocodile. So if we look here, we've got, here's our snake, here's our crocodile. Both of those belong to the same class. So we made it through kingdom, phylum, class. Okay, the other pair, a snake and a frog. Okay, here's a frog and a snake. They only share the same phylum. So class would be more related. These are both reptiles. So the snake and the crocodile would be more related. So I would actually mark the snake and the crocodile. So you'll go through and you guys will look through these pairs. Again, I just marked the second pair on all of them so I can show you the third part. Okay, the third part is only one question. So list using only the species names of all of the animals pictured that belong to the Felidae family. So you guys would go find family Felidae right here. When we talk about this, we see the genus right here, but you guys don't see a little bubble that says species. If we look at, for instance, the dog, okay, we see the genus is Canis. So here's Canis right here. That must mean this second word right here, familiaris, is the species, okay? So remember we used for the scientific name both the genus and the species. Okay, so our genus Canis is the first word, and then our species is the second word. So when it's asking you guys to find the species, you're just looking at the second word here, okay? So the species of the dog would be familiaris, okay? So with that being said, you're looking at the 4 animals that are all in family Felidae. You're just looking at the species name, not the genus, so make sure you don't include the genus. Total, when you guys are done answering this, you should only have 4 words written down. Okay, once you have those 4 words written down, you're going to go ahead and hit submit. Then you guys can come back to this assignment and you can go ahead and hand this in. There's nothing more to do in this PowerPoint. I'm grading it all off of here. You guys should have some immediate feedback when you hit submit on that and know just as well as you did. Okay, once you guys are done, again, make sure you hand it in, and I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll talk to you soon.